Hello, all yay. So 12, 11, 19 for those that are interested. CE. It is a somber cast today. Should be a celebratory one, but it'll be a kind of a somber one. Let me just check if I have done it right. Here we go. Yes, bruv. How we doing, Kev? Just loading up the screen now. Alright, thank you for joining. Chin chin. All yay. Let me get it on live chat. So, how are you, Kev? What are you saying, my man? Tell you what I'm saying. I think I remember the Berlin Wall come crashing down some 30 years. Anons today, November the 9th. Well, you know, I wrote this some time ago. On my late casting with this one. I believe I saw Ronald Reagan, Reagan and Gorbachev. You know, I don't really think, looking at it from my opinion, no claims here. It looks like it was Gorbachev and somebody called Perestroika enabled the Germans to bring it down. So I, as a young David, boy there, I told you about Tiananmen Square Tank Man, and I was asking my mum why a man going shopping was stood in front of a tank. It doesn't make sense. Hello, inquisitive David. It's an 8-inch square screen at the time, I think, tiny colour TVs that we had, but I saw that imagery. I carry it with me today. And the Berlin Wall coming down, I carry that with me as well. Did you see that? Did you also, like me, I'm 41, so what year did I say? It was, 30 years. So 41, 11, come on, we don't need fingers and thumbs. I was inspired. I thought, oh wow, the world is changing. Gorbachev, Reagan, what fine, strong men. NATO countries, that's where we need to touch upon. How many NATO countries was there this point in time? 30 years ago, and what happened, with these reforms, the resulting protest movements that put pressure on the East German government to open barriers to the West, ultimately, brought the wall down. It wasn't so much Reagan's words, okay? I was 11 then. I got sucked in. I've reviewed it, okay? Reagan, I don't want to speak ill of the dead. It's my informed opinion, my belief, all right? Conservative historians have created a historically inaccurate myth. I might just say that as well. Many mans today who do not live through the 1960s do not understand the background, the danger posed by this, search the Berlin Wall. If you're a young 20-year-old, and you're struggling to grasp this, or you want to grasp it, but you don't know where to begin. There was a country divided by a massive wall, all right? Yeah, a bit like England, and our London town has got London City in it. We'd like to bring down that London City, wouldn't we, fam? All right, no harm. When I say London City, I mean the corporation side of that. So anyway, we digress. There's your similes and your metaphorical comparisons for political strongholds and history and inaccurate myths there. Berlin was the site of the most famous speech of the era by President John F. Kennedy in 1962, lest we not forget, fam. Yes, I do believe. One in which he vowed to never allow such things like communist forces to take over Berlin and all of Germany, which had also been divided into East Germany, communistic, and West Germany. This was allegedly the democratic, all right? Hard to conceive. Madness, but just another brick in the wall, fam. 1989, it was, the wall fell. 1989, there was the rave, there was the acid, there was the Margaret Thatcher, there was no I want to give you devotion. Are you with me? Am I taking you back? There was liquid gold, amyl nitrate, Nicky Lauda, madness going off everywhere. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 0. all the pool school drawers, giant haystacks, Shirley Crabtree on the TV, the water margin. There you go, history, 1989. The wall fell when it seemed to be a long and complicated process. Here we are 30 years on. Let's look at and include NATO when we look, all right? Those friendly folk from across the pond. Who is NATO? What is NATO? I'll leave that with you. The wall, the origin, let's have a look at that. They trace back to the years after World War II, when the Soviet Union and its Western, we'll call them allies for want of a better word, they bestowed Germany into two zones of I don't know, political influence that would kind of become two separate countries within a country, respectively, as I've said about London and the London city in the landmass of the German Democratic Republic East Germany and the Federal Republic of Germany, West Germany, located deep within Soviet-controlled East Germany. The capital city of Berlin was almost split, was also split into, let me get my words out, over the next decade or so, some, 2 to 3 million East Germans, including many skilled workers, intellectuals and professionals, my coffee, used the capital as the primary route to flee the country, especially after the border between East and West Germany was officially sealed in 1952, we'll say. Berlin celebrated the Cold War, foes rearm. What's happening with the treaties here. Some treaties have recently been broken, fam. It's it's a point of note, all right. I don't often go political and public and whatnot, but this it was. What have I got here? The Brandenburg Gate, which formed part of the frontier between East and West. Where have we got here? The capital. That's not really relevant. I'm just trying to skim here for anything I can find additional to what I've said. Reagan's famous line. It was in front of the Brandenburg Gate in June 1987 that then US President Ronald Reagan uttered. Okay, utterances. We know about them, don't we? His now infamous demand to his Soviet counterpart, Mr. Claiming that title there, are we? Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. 2 years later, Germans themselves tore down the wall in a dramatic show of people power that would have profound consequences for Germany, Europe, and the global order. There's lots of videos online for you to have a look at. I'm going to stop it there, all right? And, echoes around the world of that night are happening now. Soviet leader, he was called Mikhail Gorbachev, all right there. The weeks later, President George Bush, the new president after that previous one there, Reagan, announced the Cold War was over. It was a great time of optimism, says Professor Hermann Wendtke of the German Institute of Contemporary History. I have travelled with Anna Maria, my queen, and the princess up and down Germany. It takes about 9 hours, and you enter from coming Anglo-Francais side, obviously, into the, what would you become? You'd go into the west, wouldn't you? And then you'd come out in the east, and you notice the difference. I said to Anne-Marie, what's that big boat building there, made of glass, that's shaped like a boat? She said, that's Frankfurt Airport. I went, what? Frankfurt Airport is made of glass and shaped like a boat, next to a motorway. Makes a lot of sense. If you'd care to aerial shot on your local media devices, Frankfurt, I think it's Frankfurt, don't quote me, German airports made of glass, shaped like a boat. There won't be many of them, next to the major E3 motorway, I think it is, that we road. Incredible. In your face. I've gone through, let me think, when we went from Magyar and we travelled 7-8 hours in the sweltering 40 degrees in a Citroen Berlingo C3, half dying, 8 years old, 200 and some 1,000 kilometres on the clock, and we went through southern Hungary to enter into Croatia, into what is it now, the former Yugoslavia, all right, so where the UN, NATO forces have already been and left their trail of freedom. These countries Croatia, Serbia and Bosnia is now the independence that we have there, and the border control crossing that I went through. And when you go through there, you see the houses and you see what happened. There was three angels. There was some angels that appeared to some girls not long ago, and there was a message given, and the message was taken to Pope, and the Pope didn't tell us what the all of the message was. These Kosovans and Eastern Europeans have got that message. Help me, Tube. What was that? Angels of somebody appeared and gave a message. It's fragmented, but it's there. I need that name. Sophia comes to mind. I don't know if it was Sophia. Somebody had three messages by an angel, or three angels appear. She went and gave the message. The message got took to the Pope, and the Pope didn't deliver all of that message. Well, the message in part that was hidden from that, after my diligence and meeting and exploration, was families will kill families, blood will be spilt. And allegedly, apparently, so I'm led to believe, the message that was withheld from that point in time. I can't reference it. It will come to me. That's quite harrowing. And Anna Maria brought this to me. She told me this. I didn't. I was explaining borders and war and UN and NATO and freedoms and liberties. 1990s Saddam Hussein, Chilcot reports. Why we're here, what we do, what gets forgotten about, how the interaction of bosses for 4 years. The American presidents aren't privy to sugar. You know why? Because they're temporary employees. They're in there for 4 years, okay? They're allegedly put in by the public. Why are they going to get told shizzle? They're not. They're in and out, bish, bash, bosh. They got to do the orders, and the next one's in. Well, you look at the history. We're going through 8,000 years of history, but not in this much detail. These things won't be included, but those politically insightful ones out there, those that are my age, anons of 40, and you were inspired by what you saw, or you were shocked and confused. I want to hear your feelings. I want to touch base on how you feel about NATO. The Baltic states. You go up through Greece and you come through. I was like, hey, my mum's down that way. I've just driven madness, from Anglo across the Channel into Dunkirk, and through that way all the way to Eastern Europe, then Eastern Europe south down into the former Yugoslav to get through into Bosnia, and then into Bosnia, looking back on the map on Viseko Hill of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, and thinking, my mum's only down south from the Balkans, looking at that land there, the clans around it, and the historical control of them Balkans in themselves is rather interesting. So communism in itself, the Soviet Union, it's just history. We got to learn from this and remember. The fact we don't remember, we forget. The forgetful ones are the sinful ones, all right? So that's why it's our Dave with a quick reminder. This isn't particularly important to many of you, I don't think, but to me it is. Principality, it is. Rights, obligations, duties, the work of, NATO membership. How do you feel about that? Is that something you agree with? Is that something you give a big thumbs up for? Are you happy about that, club? I was thinking the other day about soldiers on the street and why are they left there, and why don't they get help, and why are they left to die and, become alcoholic and be shell-shocked and isolated and left to rot. And I thought, well, I might tell this tube, I might not. So I'm going to tell you what my thoughts were. I'm not saying this is true, but I'm saying what my random thought was about militant combatants, as we are in that, supposed state ourselves, let's say spiritually, in sin. I'll leave it there. The militant combatants that go out in the realm and sign up to serve in the NATO, UN, military, air force forces are appreciated in the realm because they're going to create profit for that UKG and that president running that corporation or our comparable, who prime minister who is in the UKG, comparable, which runs the USG, so governments and corpses. So, it's one of these things where you've got to look at how it is and how it's set up and what we've got going off here, and the duties and obligations. And if you are in the war and you go and sign up and you kill it and you do everything like that, you have knowingly gone. It's a bit like the Pope blessing the tanks in the war. How can a holy man go and kiss some tanks? And kiss the American, the Italian, the German, and all of it. How can you bless all sides? Well, that's dark. You know, how can some of these popes that have come out before, and when you look at them and the names of them and the fear and the, it's not good, it is not good. And obviously, you know, I'm not here to bring you that, but if you go out and you shoot and you kill and you come back, then you already was a militant combatant before you went into that. Then you went and did actual militant combatant service and went from the general public into a private capacity as a private in the ranks of, and then you come out and you get left. Well, you know, I'm not saying this is right. I want to help others, and we're here to aid and not hinder and not knock down. We're here to love and share and help. But I was just thinking, yeah, it's double sin, isn't it? You know, you've gone out for Queen and country, the Pope going round to bless tanks and kiss everything. That's, you know, holy wars in themselves. Falling of walls and promises of NATO countries and reduction of nuclear. Here we go, we're getting to the end before I get to your comments. Yes, the nuclear aspect. Now you've got the campaign for nuclear disarmament on this thumbnail, I believe. Think of the cross inverted, upside down, a bit like when you cross your body, forehead, chest, yes, and then the forehead to the bottom of the chest, and then right and left of the chest, yes. That's an upside down cross you've just crossed on your body. Now use that upside down cross that you crossed on your body and break the arms and pull them down. You have now got the CND, Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament sign, and put in a circle. So you get the cross, you turn it upside down, you then break them and pull them down to a 45-degree angle, and you have created the CND. The CND is the upside down broken cross. Just noticed that the other month and thought we'd share that as well. What do they stand for? Upside down broken things by the look of it. If it was to get Josh in and CND it up. Charlie, November, Delta. So you can 3 Trinity. And what did he say about N? I need that sheet done by that little scribe that for referencing D4 square. So Trinity and 4, some N, and then 4N is what? A, B, C, D, E, H, I, J, K, L, N. 13, wow. Okay, 3, 13 and 4, 4 and 3, 9, plus the 13, call it 10, 22, 2 and 2, 4. It's marvellous, isn't it, once you get into it, from simple things where you end up. Thanks, Josh. So we're not done. It's not getting better. The agreements, the pacts, the treaties, indeedy. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Let's say hello, what? 30 years on, hello to Berlin, we love you. This isn't a criticism about Germans in any way. I'm just shocked and stunned, dismayed a little bit, and I thought we'd spend some time to chew the cud before I turn in and say good night. Yes, Fly, Lisa. I'm alright, brother, yeah, we're managing, we're balancing. And yes, I thank you. Fly, Kevin, Lisa. We used to fill the smoke machines with ammo. I know now that takes me back to who the hell has dropped a bottle of poppers, and it was people like Kev, dodgy sound engineers playing around with smoke. You bad man. I'm saying that with a grin, you know what I mean? Sinner. Kev's just admitted a past sin. Do we forgive him? Shall we forgive him, or shall he carry that burden with him? Lest we not be able to judge, we'll forgive you, Kev. I will anyway. You you make people see green. What it did to me, I didn't like it. I didn't like the smell, a bit like the Red Bull and the drinks that they have now, Jägermeister and Red Bull. It just smells aluminium-y, horrible, makes me want to be sick. I refuse to say out loud, well done, Lisa, a lady of honour and integrity. Unlike the rest of us, eh, Kev? Fatima, mate, hi everybody. Fatima, wow, that's a blast from the past. Quinn, Kevin, Menza, easy. 30 anons after the fall of the wall. all was set up. I'm going, oh wow, yeah, and kissed by the Pope. So, oh, well, where have the ducks come from? Where have you got these ducks from? Quackery. You get me Quaker oats out. Oh, help me. Help me. At least you're loving it and smiling. If you're smiling, we've done it. Well done, fam. Well done. It's a nice end to a Tuesday. We are dancers in vibration. The Sutte. I do like that. Boom. Hello. Much love. Easy. Long time no see. Are you good? How you been keeping? Nice vibes. Suts, or as we say. Yes, such a nice screen name, one of the best screen names. Kudos to that screen name. We are dancers in resonant vibrational harmonic frequency. Don't make me get horror. Watch out again. Never got any complaint. No, because they weren't able to complain. That's why they're all wandering around cross-eyed in the strobe lights with whap, 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 whap. Charlie says, always tell Kevin if you want some more ammo in the night in the smoke machine. Meow. Who's Kevin and what's ammo? Injected with a poison. The Praga Khan. Kevin used to be an extra in that. Oh, and now you've mentioned that, Kev, you've obviously implicated yourself into such things as airborne releases of Captain Chemtrail is now your nickname, okay? Captain Amel Trail, bless you. Have you got anything to say, fam? I've said my bit. I'm dismayed, disappointed. It's on us. It's not on the UN. It's not on NATO. It's not on Trump's. It's not. It's on us. As I've said, it's on us, and I now just wanted to reflect. Yeah, how do you feel? Let me just tell you what NATO is, because nobody's actually put in anything to do with what they are. Nuclear arms treaties that's been broken. Well, I will just touch upon the fact that Google have announced that they've processed a process that takes the world's most powerful classic processor. The most powerful classic processor will take 10,000 years to calculate this equation. Google, as I mentioned 6 months ago when they was at the quantum bit rate of, have now achieved the binary quantum bit rate processing whatever frequency power to do that sum that would have took the world's classic computer 10,000 years to do in 3 point something minutes, under 4 minutes. So they're well happy because they can now perform complicated algorithmic mathematical equations for the better of mankind, you know. Happy days. NATO, moving on. It's a North Atlantic Treaty Organization, okay? Is an international alliance that consists of now 29 member states. Now, how many member states was there back in 1989? There was significantly less than 29. I'd argue, take 12 off, that would be 19, 18, 17-ish. Okay, so in 30 years, 12 more NATO member states on, in my humble opinion, this is just me, this is not factual, this is paraphrasing. Please, digital analysts, go out there and let me know. And the fact that this is a treaty means what? What are treaties? Yes, you know what a treaty, an agreement. An agreement is also a trust. It was started on April the 4th, 1949. Chairman of the NATO Military Committee is Air Chief Marshal Stuart the Peach, or of the Peach Clan. He's the Royal Air Force. We have the Supreme Allied Commander. Where do they get these names from? I mean, come on, the Supreme. That's almost going biblical, but that's just me. Chief of Staff, you know, that's a man in a field with sheep and a wooden stick. Oh, yes, I'm the Chief of Staff. Oh, so you're a sheep farmer. You know, sorry, but Supreme Allied Commander Europe, that will be General Todd D. Walters, United States Air Force. So we had the Royal Air Force, he's the chairman, and we've got the United States underneath. Headquarters is in Brussels, Belgium. Founded 1949, the 4th of April, Washington District, Columbia. Tri-star state, United States, okay. Secretary General, that's Jens Stoltenberg. And the founders were, are you ready? Drum roll, please. United States, France, the United Kingdom. That's not England and Wales, all right? That's the UK, all right? Okay, just remember that. Italy, Canada, okay? Who else has had a hand in this? Allegedly, United States, France, United Kingdom, Italy, Canada, Norway, Belgium, Netherlands, Denmark, Portugal, Iceland, and Luxembourg. Okay then, so that's interesting, isn't it? Do you know that it's got like a, what the symbol is for NATO? North Atlantic, all right. What country joined? What is it? So it's interesting, all right. I'm just interested in this. The symbols, the symbols associated with this would be the United Nations, the Warsaw Pact, all right. When we talk about covenants and pacts, have a look at WARSAW, Warsaw Pact. The European Union, you all know of the EU, don't you? Yeah, so OPEC, OPEC, and you have there's about 15 more, I think. To be fair, I'll go through. UNESCO. I'll leave that with you. Comecon, that's got a nice star with geometrical shapes in it. The Southeast Asia Treaty Organization. Would you Adam and Eve it? But yes, they exist. The Organisation for Economic Cooperation. They sound lovely, don't they? Organisation for Security and Cooperation. The African Union, that just sounds beautiful in itself, a union from Africa, but I bet it's not. Commonwealth of Independence, International Monetary Fund, they should have been first, but there you go. Collective Security Treaty Organisation, that's a nice symbol, let me tell you. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, UNICEF, of course, UNICEF, League of Nations, Interpol, they're very interesting. If you're making a list here or whatever, I don't know why, but Organization of American States, South Asian Association for Regional something, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperations. See, we're missing out here. Here's me. I just want to make one. Come on, can't we make one? Asia Pacific World Health Organization, also known as WHO. G20 2019 Japan. And the World Bank. Those in no particular order, but those are some of my, what would I call it, usual suspects. All right. Let's go back to the chat room, then we're wrapping up. I'm going to give you a list of all the top 100 documentaries that I've watched in order of, and then I may set up another channel and upload them all for you to download them on and just risk that channel. But I do believe if I do that, all will go, such as I'm going to look at another place to put these rare, hard to find, deleted. You know, you share something on Facebook and you say, have a look at this, next week it's gone. You're like, hang on a minute, every time I share something on this platform, it gets deleted. If it's controversial, that is. If it's papal bull, priestess, left eye business, it gets left on. There you go. So let's go to your comments. Thank you for that. Thanks for putting up with me. I do care. I have got too much going off. I do fragment, but I have got a point, and it is serious. Can we have a treaty? Can I get a treaty? It shows you why we do what we do. If any, you've lost all interest in politics and these things and commissions and treaties. Yes, I have. But when it comes around and they have anniversaries of Magna Cartas and this, that, the other, and Good Friday Agreement, Sinn Féin, don't even get me going there, Jerry Adams and the, Paris Agreement, Donald Trump giving the fingers up to the Pope, whatever, carry on, just everybody just loving it, do as thy will, do as thy want, and doesn't matter about the repercussions. I'm alright, lumberjack back. Yeah, so that's why I just touch upon this and highlight it for those that have had too much, that's don't really want to get into it and want to forget and etc. Then that's why I'm here. That's why I just like to, Graham, Dave, with a quick reminder, the Trilateral Commission. There you go. Thank you, Lisa. Easy, Jerry. Yes, fly. Not sure, Menza, if Scotland leave the UK or yeah, treated. Yeah, in essence, yeah. We could say yes on that. Yeah, what you're thinking is right. MG's in the house. Hey, glasses. He's putting cool signs for Kev. Kev is a cool dude. He's a living legend. Feel that love, Kev. Bask in it. Soak it up. Absorb it. Use it. Strengthen. And then give it back out. Yes, I. Thank you for that. It is good. I do like the icons. An icon speaks 1,000 words. But when you accidentally use one and you send it and you realise afterwards, oh no, I sent me mate a heart. I sent me mate a kiss. Ah, sugar. When you're rushing. Oopsie. It's all good. Our captain, why are you saying that? Is that to me or has APV dropped in? He says, as I got to Sute, here we go, I've caught up. Lisa, yes, Genji Menza. I pioneered Go engineering. Club Chemtrail was brilliant. Sorry. It just came out, when you're on live on Tube, it's not like you can go back and edit it, is it? So, I'm sorry. I'm glad you liked it. The AI Deep Dream. No, I haven't, Lisa. I did go to singularityio.net and see the creators of Sophia and etc. But do tell me more. Don't tell me you take some DMT and plug yourself into a Game Boy and go to sleep. Modified Game Boy, that is. Kevin, look at this. What we started. Right, have we got anything to say? We're going to wrap up, fam. I'm up early tomorrow again. When I say early, 6:15ish, 6:30. I prefer to rise about 8, half 7, 8. But this time, yeah, I've got a mission. I'll be about later tomorrow afternoon. I've got some appointments to keep. I did touch base, catch up with brother. Alan. And I rang him today and I checked on him. All right, I didn't have to, but I chose to. I said, "How you doing, Al? Are you all right?" It's me. He says, "Yes, Dave," and we'll leave it at that. And I've made some arrangements. I nudged Sister Karen. I've nudged Brother Santos. I'll give Josh a nudge. Get things in play. Sent Brother Charlie, Freak Sense TV from Tube an email. He's waiting for me to get back to him with some times and dates and availability. And yes, we're very excited. Thank you all. Much love. They're all dancers. Feel like dancing. Alright, so say your goodbyes. Say your ciao bellos. Ciao bella. I had Santos correct me. That was so a little bit embarrassing. I went ciao bello and he's like, yeah, masculine is ciao bella. David, ciao bello is the female. I went, I know, it's just one of my sayings, but oh, bless him, he's so astute. I was just like, oh wow, I've been corrected by Santos on 11:11 just to get to chat to him on that day. I felt very lucky. I sent him a message update and he says I'm free. I was like, what? Okay then. So that was brilliant, and we're moving on. So Kevin, we send you love and vibes. Get well soon. Give me a nudge tomorrow afternoon or in the afternoons of the weekday. I'll be giving you a nudge. We miss you, we love you, Kev. The .com has a hole in the benefit area. If anybody is like Kev and knows, I'm not claiming, you see, these contractual benefits, and I will never claim again. I'd rather, well, I'll leave it there. If there is anybody knowledgeable, not trying to replace you, Kev, but we have a hole, and I will put a post up on the .com. It's a massive hole. No, it's only a tiny hole. He's a thin lad. No, he's a big shoes. So I've asked for things such as bloggers to help us edit, post, update. I've asked for some protectors of the .com, administrators, things like this. If you're already on there, you can see it and get to me. If you're not, and you can bring transferable skills, then we'll have to do this and formally, professionally, quality, do it, record, vet, agree, autograph, etc. Positions of. This is serious, we need help. We've had no criticism, but others are saying it's getting busy, we want to interact. Is there anyone on here that can direct and help? I'm like, well, there's me and G. as Kevin's here and there. Josh is doing what he's doing. Andy and I have separated for the time being and on our paths of individual exploration, which is coolio for the time being. And I need to ask if there's others out there that are receiving benefits, that have had, you would need to have, you know, like when you apply for servitude and it says list of key attributes you would need to have. Being able to stay calm in a high pressured environment that is rather demanding. Kev, help me out. What are the list of attributes that we require to deal with the agents in the offices when you have broken down, crying family members that are starving with no gas and electric, legal claims upon their person, Christmas on the horizon, sanctioned beyond sanctioning, and we have to deal with inundated, dangerous type situations of harm and, you know, common law breaches left, right, due processes, everything. It's you know, bank holidays and Christmas times and late payments and everything like that. It's not good. So you need qualities such as being able to stay calm. That's coming from me as well. Obviously, I can do it. I've put videos out there. It's harder for me. I'm not going to lie to you, but it can be done. You need to be able to plan and be methodical in your mind. You need to have a strong will, a strong mind. You need to know yourself. You need to have a good command of the language, be clear. Helps if you can speak slowly, I've noticed. I'm told it helps if we speak slowly, you know. Kev, I'm waiting. Get me some comments. And we want to strengthen Kev. We don't want Kev and David and Greg and Josh versus the world. We want, not versus the world, but, you know, in this mission, quest, Ion, Miss Ion, here we go. Easy now. So we want you all with us helping, and yes, I need to put that out there again. We will give you support. You're not liable for anything. I am. I will take full lawful responsibility, and we will outline, you know, there is no liability. We've structured it so that, you know, everything's above board, full disclosure, and it's just an educational library that's digital, if you like. You know, there's no advisory, legal advice or anything like that, which has sparked off me wanting to look for bloggers, admins, ambassadors, protectors, and branching out, moving out, Sweden coming on and saying hello, etc. You know, we've had the Pavlov conditioning, the Stockholm syndromes being broken. I'm talking quite internationally and politically, but that's life. That's how it is. If you can help us in any way, it's going into an A-team style beginning now. I need some theme tune music. Then you know where we are. Maybe you can help us, and you know, the team, the fam, the clan, the tribe, the scholars, the initiates. Let us know. Options are unlimited as we see it. Yeah, Andy Greggs, see Menza, Fly, Love, Thumbs, Horror Watch. Yes, Si, if you got it, Fly, get in. It's to know when you're praying at the right time with the right intent, intentions, vibration, synchron, chronos, chronicity, synchronize, syncretism. Santos is eager to get up on that and expand, and I really don't know where that's going to end. I've seen bits and bobs, so yeah, we're preparing for you know, home invasions. Are they warranted? NATO invasions, foreign war policy, Office of Foreign Relations, taxes, money going to ill-gotten places, sinful combatant military. It's all linked, you know. So honour and integrity, I think we've done. I think that will cover it. This is a highly political charged, you know, area of life. Death, holy wars, wars for, you know, God told me to go and free them, was once said by an American president. I don't believe that God told you to do anything. I believe it was a man in a cupboard, in a shadow cabinet, came out and said, hey, you do this or else. And that's what they did. Shh. And yes, I've had some emails saying, Dave, if I overfill the boiler, how do I underfill it? I thought, I better do another video that's called How to Depressurize the Boiler. So I've noted that, and I will do a video on if you go over the green and into the red, what do you do? Good point. I didn't think of that, because you stop when it goes. You've got plenty of time to stop if you do it slowly. I didn't think of, oh, if I go and answer the phone while I'm repressurizing my boiler and put it all the way into the full bar PSI window red again. And then, yeah, all right, so that'll be coming tomorrow or sometime. It's using that key and using the padlock and not filling it up and opening it. It's quite simple. I'm sure you could work it out, but yeah, so thanks for the lovely comments on that dodgy boiler video. I thought I'd try and save you all a call out fee of £50, £100, hours in the cold when you've got young offspring, and you can do it yourself. So I know what dads are like, and some are great and very hands-on and just crack on and end up with bits in the hand going, it came off by accident when I used the hammer. There are some dads that are quite delicate and intricate and knowledgeable, and there are others that are clueless. They're called Mr. Ali. I've met about 100. I'm not being racialist, I'm just saying that every time I've had a massive problem and I've helped somebody out, it's been a Mr. Ali. So if you know, or you are a Mr. Ali, I've met 100 of you, and you're all lovely men. Don't get me wrong, your brothers and in the fam, but you seem to... Is it in the name? I don't know, but you don't hold back. If you are a Mr. Ali and I'm describing you perfectly, let me know. If you are a Mr. Ali and I'm describing you very badly, I'm sorry. I'm not being personal, but I'm just trying a little thing here. Birmingham, lots of racial families, and I'd go in, and this is how it goes. You get in there and you put all your gear down, and they'd see you looking professional. You've used your ID card, you've got your vest on, you've got all your gear, your steps, your bucket, your bag and that. And then they'd say, after 10 minutes and you're cracking on, do you want a cup of tea? Now let me tell you now, tradesman, if a homeowner offers you a cup of tea, there's a 99.9999 reoccurring 9 chance that they've got an extra job hidden somewhere and they want you to do it. And every time I'd set up, they'd offer me a cup of tea. I kicked a 3/4 tin of paint down the stairs to Mr. Ali's house, okay, down his carpet, because he offered me a cup of tea. And so I say this with love and comedy moments that it's a bit like Dave, everyone's got to make Dave. Let me pick on myself then and balance it out. Mr. Ali's for you. Dave's got a generic, reputation. Ali G didn't help. The channel Dave doesn't equally help with the, I am David. I am commonly called, David, if you want me to put it correctly. I'm known and called David, and you can leave it at that, my mate Dave. Fools and horses. All right, Dave. Oh, wow. Trigger. So there you go. It's just a lovely family we have, and sometimes names are, specific of. If you are a Dave and you're nothing like me, well done for one, and number two, I didn't mean to insult. I can just hear all the Daves going out like you, pal. There's only one of you. Shot myself straight in the foot. I think I better go before I get in trouble, sued, accused of being... What's happened to Fly? I've missed something. Being depressed as... Oh, we've just cheered him up. That's it. Nice one. The love, the vibration. We've done nothing. We've just met on a digital interface in the palm of your hand, and the phonics and the sonics going across the digital zeros and ones and zeros, and we've made you smile. So we could do a lot more if we had the potential and the chance, the opportunity and the resources, and that's where we're going. All right, there's an unlimited potential, Fly. You have my number, one of them, don't you? You can contact me anytime. You should have said, Dave, I need you to make me laugh, and even if it's just the fact I have to send a WhatsApp voice audio of me being silly to make you smile, or if you actually need something constructive, there is that option as well, sometimes. That'll be done. Obviously can't do that for the whole world, but we can do that for each other and one another. Support networks is the key. Independent Anglo support networks, a bit like what I've done on Facebook, trying to let fam know we're there, what we do, bit of organic advertising and a bit of a shout out for help. Tomorrow I'm going to have an induction day. What? That's right, I'm going to have an induction day. I'm going to knowingly but under duress go and interface with the civil, commercial, public liability of the maritime warehouse environment. Yay! 7:30, I will be. That's why I'm up at 6:15. 7:30, I'll be in a room being inducted. Pray for me. God, I apologise. I'm sorry. This is kind of sinning. This is where we sin. But the options are limited and none until I get this answer from. So here we are. Fly, we love you, and you make sure you get in touch. And others out there, it's equally as important, like Kevin. So we've got two on the cast there that have openly said, you know, that are struggling and doing the best. So when I ask for help to look after men like them, which are you, and to ask you to look after me, and for us to look after each other. If you don't get the vibe now, you know, I bet there's a few more on this thread. If you was honest, I don't want you to, but if you want to say, actually, I'm pretty down too. I chose my words then, but you know what I mean. Then say it now. Now's the time. Let's have a chat. If we can make you smile and you need a smile, let me, Kev, Fly, Menza, Quinn, Jerry, we'll make you smile. Lisa, this is what we do. We might be on a public show. Be careful. Do not give too much, you know, but just let us know. And those that have felt better, that's all it is. No drugs, no chemicals, no prescriptions, no appointments needed. And we have a great many wonderful souls out there. And if you fall down, we want to be here to pick you up. Because when we fall down, I need you to pick us up. We don't need a card. We don't need a license. You don't need an account. You don't need all of this. You just need a smile and a heart. Generally, is the access required there. Prerequisites. Stop, halt, smile, heart, you can pass. Stop, halt, smile. Oh, he's got no smile and he's got a cold heart. This way, please. That's what we want. Some kind of spiritual, filtration. But let me know. We still have the best family ever because we're all blood, we're all connected. Even Mr. Ali's, you know, I love Mr. Ali's. They make me laugh to the bottom of my heart. What do you mean you've sellotaped it on and you've used paint and glue? It's meant to be screwed. No wonder it. Yes, but the plaster's crumbling and blah. Oh, the things that I have had the pleasure and the joy of helping to fix and see. They're not all Mr. Ali's, but you get my point. There's a lot of mixed demographics in Birmingham. All right, and I'm not saying a particular faith at all. It's just been, you know, that. So depression, anxiety, making do, patching over the cracks is where we're going here. And those cracks come back all too soon, don't they? So, yes, Quinn. All right then. Noted. Doing some music. What type of music? What do you mean by that when you say we can make beautiful music together, Quinn? Can you explain, please, brother, what type there? I'm curious, that's all. I'm mic taking aside. What? That'll be nice. Maths, balance, vibrations. Men's has got some, alright, struggle for you, still have moments, off days, but think you're over the worst. We're all mentally challenged, Menza. Yes, agreed. Strained, unnecessary. I think the brain can't handle too much complex life, you know, issues unanswered at certain times. Poor old laddo other day says he wants to chat about family issues, and he come back to a passed away family member. You know, things like that. That's it. It's trauma, psychic trauma. The man on the street that's been out to the army, that's left there to rot as a drunken, subhuman, second-class citizen that's been out for Queen and Country, that's now on the street with a tin of Kestrel. Oh, sorry, not Kestrel. Now it's super strength, whatever. Sorry for advertising. That was what my childhood is scarred with. Tins of super strength Kestrel, whatever the black labelled thing is now that's super strength. And yeah, it's horrible. It really is. And some people commit suicide. They walk out on their families because dads think they're a failure, and they don't want to admit it, so they make it look like an accident when they exit, or they don't, and they leave a suicide note. And so bless you for saying. I struggle with depression with my assets, and you know, my son's fractured. emotionally, which is why I have emotional intelligence lacking, and why I'm looking to cement that and further control my emotions and energies inside. So you're not alone. It is hard, and family being ostracised is a big one. Being on your own, not having anyone to talk to, then not having any money, not having any food, being cut off. It soon builds up and can spiral out of control. So you need a friend, or you needed something to say hello to check on, to bounce back, even just to take the mick out of sometimes. We don't have enough of it. Community support, then, is that what you're saying? Yeah, community support, common unity, isolated, different, and everybody wants to rob everybody. But there are good folk out there. I've met countless tens and tens, hundreds of excellent good folk. I've even been, in accidents before, and folk come to help you, and I've gone to help others. And there is moments out there where you are genuinely surprised by the kindness of man. Items being returned that you lost, and one's going out there to help others, defend others, and it's not all bad. It's just that, nobody should go without. In a world of abundance, we shouldn't go without love. We shouldn't go without energy. We should not go without love, energy. These basic, human rights, we call them, but they are, our unalienable, creator endowed, the rights there. So it's a sticky old mess we've got into, like jumping into 100,000 litres of fresh, full spectrum oil. That's what kind of a sticky mess I'm talking about here. It's like the stickiest of stickiest things that you've ever been sticked up with. Once you've got stuck to it, it's incredibly hard. If anybody ever worked in a garage, do you know about tar and glue removal stuff and industrial glues and adhesives, and you just cannot get it off your skin? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about here in this legal realm. Once you've interfaced, and it's almost like a disease. Have you seen the disease that affects the brother Stephen? Give me this surprising one morning in a visit I paid to him, and he showed me a fungus that infects ants. And once it infects the ants, it drives them crazy, literally. And the other ants see it, and they pick them up and carry them away. And when the infected ants are in full frenzy, the fungus overtakes the brain, and it grows out the top of the poor ant's head. And it's one of the worst, horrible. If you're an animal lover, please be careful when you watch this. It's only an ant, but it's tiny, but it's life, it's intelligence, it's love, it's got a job, it's got a purpose. It doesn't matter that it's tiny, it's still part of the universe, and it's life in itself. And when you see life being destroyed, I know how you feel. Oh, it's just an ant, Dave. I know it's just an ant, but still, it's energy and life and part of the circle. And when you see these mushrooms growing out, these poor little decay, oh my God. And I just think that's the crown. Not that's one of the crowns. That's what we're in. That, when I say sticky mess and other such sticky things, them poor ants. I forget, it's devil something. It was from Stephen that helped me do the quizzes up north, and he says, have you ever heard of this one, seen this one? I went, you what? Show me. What's this? There's a fungus that makes ants trip out. And once they've tripped out and it's killed them, it then roots in the head and spores other just what? There you go. So this is, when I say they take systems from nature and they replicate them and they give them to us, like weaponizing AI, this quantum thing that they're doing there with the 3-minute, 4-minute calculation that takes 10,000 years up until now. You think they're doing that for our benefits? These natural, harmonic resonant processes that they take from nature and they emulate back to us are used in a non-beneficial way. So yeah, if you've seen that ant thing, sorry I've gone on a tangent, but yeah, this is what I see in society, all right? We've become like these ants, and when we get ill and we get that infection, we don't get carried away, we get left there. And then someone comes to help you and gets that infection, and then they walk away unknowing, and they take that to their family, and it's getting a bit like, what? Hang on a minute. It's just stark, horrible, weird, abstract. I should have gone off air really, but there we go. I'm quite tired again today. Let's go to the room. Check your comments. Sorry if I've upset you there. Thank you, Menza. Well said. I'm there where we left off. We're in it together. Yes, Lisa. Why? Menza, got that. One love, one heart. Yes, Kevin. Indeedy. Indeedy. One fam. Ubuntu. Oh, there's a man on YouTube. I've got to tell you. I've got to put this link in. All my days. All my days. Right. Michael Tellinger, I have said I'm a follower of, and that I like what he says, and etc. I stand by that up until I watched this video. Wow, there's a video of David Icke in Africa with a famous African scholar. When I searched scholars on my list of scholars, I forgot about this this blessed man, and what he has said about reptilians and African history. All right, it's called Credo or Credo Mutwa. Give me a fist bump if you've heard of African scholar, secret African master. Credo Mutwa is a Zulu Sangoma, traditional healer, all right, from South Africa. He is known as an author of books. So let me get you this link, right? Oh, he's made claims. He's made claims on who? Yes, him, Michael. And Ike is there, giving him load. Ike has done well. Big up David Icke. Thank you, David Icke. This is one video of Ike's that I'm going to reshare, which is rare for me. I don't hate David Icke. I just want to have a chat with him, and I can't. And I'd love to. Let me share this to you. So it's had 2,325 views. It was posted August the 10th, 2019. So I'm not too far behind. I'm a little bit behind, but you're going to watch this. And next time we have a hangout, let man know what you think of this. Wow. If you've seen it, then well done. You're in front of me, which isn't hard to do, but there you go. There's the link for that. Digest that content and claim, and yeah, get back to me. Back to that. Sorry, I went on a tangent. That was you helping there. I have to do it or I forget, sorry. Get a room. Nice one, Jerry. Copied that. Quinn, music. There we go. Bosh. Yes, Lisa. We all balance so well. Indeed we do. I looked at the video last night. You was just about 2 seconds after me when I said Howard the Duck. You came through with Howard the Duck. I was going to send you a free gift, like my love, but... Oh, bless. That was good, though. I did enjoy that. We need to have a retro quiz or something. We need to get together and think about that and have a panel. Get on the panel. Get some liveness going off again between us. Interaction. I enjoy that. Alright, then. You're universal and you're adaptive. I get that. I feel that about you, Quinn. So, alright, my brother. In due course. We'll say late this year, maybe early next. See what creation bestows on us and where we end up. He does strings, he'll get a funky tune. You players, we don't. Alright then, strings, that's good. Another man that's good on strings. I was quite amazed at his skill set actually. I was like, wow, I've never seen anybody play just casually like that so well, randomly from the head, on key. That's to you, Steve. I was really, honoured to see such skill in just someone's front room. Amazing the skills you have. Guitar and bass, says Fly. That used to be my all-time favourite, the Formula 1. But I've boycotted that now after what I saw in Bahrain and getting told off for wearing a Santander coat, which was quite right. And I thought, wow, Dave, you went on YouTube wearing your Formula 1 Santander coat, you muppet. And you've only had that, like, whatever, and you forgot you had it on. You was eager to do a cast, and they've cut you down. And I had to think about that, and I thought, well, I've still got the coat. I put it away because I'm a miser, and I refuse to buy stuff and throw it away and just waste the resources. So I've put it in a cupboard, and I've not wore it since. But the Formula 1 theme tune. I write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. What was that from? Do the theme tune. Is it something like Dennis somebody, Waterman, Mick Take on a comedy show? That was a good one. Well done. Fly's got skills then, musical skills. It's a mushroom, yes, Jerry. Ant fungus taking it over. What do you mean your mate keeps going on about the ant fungus? Whoop, whoop, dive, Mensa. Dive, blow all ballasts. Get out of there. It doesn't affect humans, I know, before you say. I'm just saying it's just cycling psyllium mushroom. Cycling psyllium. There you go. Thank you, Jerry. I was going to say psilocybin, but there's something to the mushroom. Go fly. Thinking. Theory of life. Flood comes, the fish eat the ants, but when water comes, the ants eat the flesh. Yes, life gives chance to everyone, just have to wait for our turn. Lisa, that's beautiful. You're like some kind of oracle. Look at that. I can't beat that. That's just beautiful. Well said. Thank you, sister. The circle of life. There we go. Simba. And also trees need fungus to get nutrients from soil. Yes, Mensa, with this rain and aluminium, strontium and so forth, there's a lot of barks in the places that are being peeled off and not getting, the leaves are dying, a lot of canopies are setting fire now easily. Many, you've touched on something there that's very deep. I'm not going to go into it now, I'm trying to close down, but that in itself is massive. Yes, they do. The water, the rain, and the pollutants. Search for a documentary called I think I've given it you before. Chemtrails. I forget now. I'll give you a list of my top 100 documentaries, and it'll be in there. Yeah, to do with biomass. That's right. Energy, currents, electricity, alkalinity, pH. Aluminium, and it's just so funny that Monsanto and other such companies, Pfizer, Cargill, such things as corporate conglomerate seed growers are making, and I will slag you off and talk about you badly, conglomerate seed growers that genetically modify seeds that native seeds, so they grow in the soil that nothing else can grow in, for one, and you need to buy them from that company. And when it grows, it doesn't flower and produce a seed. So once you've had your harvest, you need to go back to that company and buy some more. He who controls the seed, yes. And once you've got genetically modified bits in you, you may as well just have a fag. I'm not telling you to smoke, but it's just insanity. Mensa, deep. Biogenetic warfare, geopolitical, biogenetic. It's about his deck saying getting something together a couple of weeks, vids back. That's when I said good excuse to get. Yes, Quinn. Quinn, we're 2 years overdue. Can we please, Quinn, let's do it. I say yes. The room, do we have a vote on that? All that agree, can you say yay? All that don't like it, can you say nay? Like a horsey. You did hear me getting it out. We are overdue, and I need somewhere. We need somewhere, and to out overdue, and I need somewhere. We need somewhere, and to collect up some souls. How many souls in the house? We have 200. Well, we can't rave until we have 250. Get me 50 more souls, and then we're cleared for rave off. Minimum. Well, we're not turning the decks. That's it. Kev is nowhere to be. If Kev, we have a party, everybody. We need to watch Kev. All right, Kev, you've done this to yourself, mate. I'm sorry, mate, or brother. No Kevins around any smoke machines at our parties. Quinn, I need you to back me on that. Who's off his rocker? Don't be making it. He's not off his rocker. I don't think he's off his rocker. Ooh, Credo. Oh, sorry, my screen's just minimised. Things that someone's controlling my. Wait there a minute. What's going on? Have I got remote activation happening here? Come in, Orson. Nanu. We're back. All right. Let me get to the comments. Sutty's off. I'm trying to get off too. See you later, love. Live old Ike only. Ah, okay, I see what you're saying. Wrapped up with attention. I watched the video and it's a pointless chuckle. Someone sent me a video of old men like Ron, right? Stop it, Dave. Bless you. A London puppet. Alright. Yeah, post the link, we'll have a look. Little Britain, that's it, boom, yeah, so Little Britain. Big ups, I'm off. See ya, Sooty, I'm going too now. We're all going, everyone, wrapping up for the final time. I love how long it takes me to wrap up. I'm gonna ring Sheffield, see how Matt is, and then I'm off to bed. Good night, ciao, let's all say good night. Sooty, thank you for reminding us. Ciao, much love. A little bit fly. Kev says we're no fun, hold the roof up. Yes, we do, Dave. It was indeed. We'll have a meet up. We'll have a knees up. We're having a knees up Mother Brown is what we're saying here. Let's get it sorted between us. I'm sure we can. Let's go then. Yeah? You all happy? Peace and love, peace and prosperity. Good night. God bless. Creator bless. I'll find another channel to keep you amused now for a bit. I've done my part. 30 years since the fall of the wall. Remember that. You know, we started serious there. Let's end back on that note. All right. Look around you. Keep them peeled. And thank you for being here. You truly are magical energies. I have some of the best scribes. Good to see you around. I like bumping into you on Tube, on other channels. Bless you all. Stop it, and it spat my tea all over my laptop. Ooh, let's go. All right, I'll just stop it. Much love. Ciao, bello. Wow, I love you.